CQ20, CQ20 meters, CQ, CQ, CQ20, CQ20 meters, CQ, CQ. This is Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, calling CQ, CQ. CQ20, CQ20 meters, CQ20, CQ20 meters, CQ, CQ. Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, calling CQ, any station, anywhere.
K4, Victor, Sierra, Kilo.
The Alpha 4 again, please. Alpha 4 station again, please.
Kilowatt 4.
Okay, Kilowatt 4 again.
Kilowatt 4, Victor, Sierra, Kilo.
Okay, got you that time. Kilo 4, Victor, Sierra, Kilo. Jim, how are you this afternoon?
I'm doing pretty good. Just got back in outside. It's going to be another hot day today down here in Florida. About the high 80s, I think.
Hey, Roger. Yeah, I heard you guys are having a kind of a warm spell over the weekend. Didn't know if it was continuing on or not. We kind of moved the beam down your direction a little bit. You came up in my receive. Thanks for answering the CQ. The name here is Randy, Romeo Alpha November Delta Yankee. We're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. Playing radio this afternoon here on 20 meters and live streaming on YouTube. Jim, go ahead.
Roger, Roger. Well, you're 5'9", no problem at all. I'm just running 100 watts into a vertical up about 15 feet, so we're in a subdivision here, you know. Don't let you do anything with your antennas, so you got to do with what you got, over.
Yeah, Roger. But you know what? And it makes you more resilient and more creative on getting on the air. No problems hearing you. I've got a good 5.9 signal on you as well. I've talked to a few other stations in Florida that have those same restrictions, and it's quite interesting to see the different antenna uses and how they get on the air, from flagpole antennas to things in the attic or off the gutter as well. So, hey, if there's a will, there's a way there, Roger.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you got to do what you got to do. But it's a pretty day down here. It's awful early for these temperatures. It was up to 92 over in Orlando yesterday, about 1 hour west of us, directly west of us. And, you know, what this heat does is it raises the ocean temperature, and here comes the hurricanes, over.
Yeah, really. You kind of wonder just if it's that temperature is going to continue to climb and climb and climb. We've had a few pretty nice warm days, finally got some sunshine. The wind's turned around to the north, so we've got that north wind going, so it's keeping the temperatures in the mid upper 50s, so we're not going to complain as long as the sun is shining and no snow on the ground, Roger.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I've got friends up in North Carolina, Tennessee, and Pennsylvania, and all three of them were up 70, 71 the other day, which is kind of a rarity this time of the year, but it's dropped down a little bit now.
Yeah, I think at this time of year, Mother Nature's trying to hold on to winter as long as possible. Gives us a couple of days of teaser weather, I guess we'd call it, and what have you. But you know, at some point, it's going to be full bore, and we'll be complaining about how hot it is. So I'm not going to complain about how cold or hot. I'm just going to think that I got weather to deal with, Roger.
Yep, that's true. We moved down here last time from Oak Ridge, Tennessee area, and midsummer it's up there 89 and 90. Of course, down here you got a little breeze. We're about 30 miles off the ocean, and we usually have a little breeze blowing, but on in around Orlando it gets pretty hot. But it gets just as hot up north, over.
Yeah, Roger. It won't be long. It's going to be hot everywhere. There's going to be different versions depending on the humidity to go with it. So, again, we're usually pretty good until August hits, and then it can be a little overbearing, no doubt at all. But again, I don't complain about the weather. I couldn't change it if I wanted to. So we just work around it, work through it, or work over it, or don't even work at all. Just stay in the house. There, go ahead.
Well, that's what we do down here in Florida. We'll be going on vacation here in another 3 weeks up to Tennessee, and I hope it stays warmer up in that area. We got a little motorhome, and we don't need to have any more tornadoes or heavy storms or even cold, snowy weather. I hope that's all over for the year. Hey, I'm going to get out of here, let you make some more contacts. Good to hear you today. Got a great signal. And we'll hopefully catch you on down the bend. Stay healthy up there with you and your family, and we'll catch you later. K4 Victor Sierra Kilo, Palm Bay, Florida.
Yeah, it sounds great, Jim. Again, thanks for answering the CQ and giving the call there. No doubt, we tend to be out here about 2 o'clock Central every day during the week, 20 meters, sometimes on 40 as well. But if you hear us, please feel free to stop back in again anytime. Pick it up where we left off. Same as you, be safe, be well, and look forward to working you again. Enjoy the week and a weekend coming up as well. Kilo 4, Victor Sierra Kilo, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3.
7-3. Incidentally, have you all got your virus shots yet? We've had ours for about a month now.
Well, it's coming around. They're still working off of, first responders, age groups, and so forth. I'm getting text messages and automated phone messages through the VA, and we're trying to get that scheduled as well. But I appreciate you asking about that. I'm glad you got yours as well, and I hope that does well for you. 7-3 is my friend.
7-3. The VA got me going, so I'm all set. K4 Victor Sierra Kilo, off and clear.
All right, sounds good. 7-3s, and we'll go ahead and clear with Jim. Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, QRZ, any station, anywhere.
Kilo Oscar 4, Hotel
The Kilo Oscar 4 again?
Kilo Oscar 4, Hotel Delta Charlie.
Okay, got you that time. No, there's others in there. Thank you all for standing by. Let's see, Bill, how are you doing this afternoon?
I'm so happy I could hula.
Well, that just made my day. I've not heard that response before, but I like that one. Congratulations.
Listen, let me ask you a question. The fella you were just talking to, is he in the villages?
No, sir. I'd have to go back and look at it. He did not mention the villages.
Okay, I know they have some severe antenna restrictions over there. Incidentally, I'm talking to you from Lecanto, Florida, which is about 20 miles from the villages.
Okay. Matter of fact, I still got his page up. He says Palm Bay, Florida, is what's on his QRZ page.
Well, even so, a lot of these communities have these antenna restrictions. It's a damn shame for these poor people what they have to go through to try to, stay on the hobby.
There's a conversation last week about that very same thing, and I wasn't on it, but I was listening to it. A gentleman is in a high-rise condo and had permission when he signed his lease with the developer to be able to put an antenna on the roof, and they were having quite a conversation back and forth because of one gentleman didn't like the idea of giving up your rights just because you have an antenna outside, and I guess that's a personal decision. It wouldn't be my first choice, of course, but to each their own there, Roger.
Roger, I'm kind of a newbie to this. I've only been in it about 6 or 7 months, but I can't imagine having restrictions on anything I can do, let alone ham radio.
Yeah, I wouldn't set well with me at this particular point, but again, I'm not put in that situation that I would have to do that personally right now. I would have a hard time giving up my tower and my hex beam. Again, it's a personal choice. I certainly are not looking down or disapprove of whatever decisions individuals make. It's certainly a thing they have to deal with. I will say this, though, if you do have those type of restrictions, the operators are very creative and will definitely find a way to get on the air.
Yes, sir. I understand it. I've seen a lot of that in the magazines and on YouTube, what they can do.
Yeah, I think as a whole, most operators, we're always trying to make the shack better, to have better reception, better transmit. We're kind of tweaking things here and there, and I don't think that ever stops. And, you may come out with a wire antenna that does this, and somebody will figure out some way to change the configuration or the balun or something and make it work even better. And that's great because it does keep the hobby, it keeps the hobby growing. It keeps a lot of interest into the hobby, and I think it's attracting a lot of new operators as well. And that's a great thing for the hobby. It's a wonderful group to be in, the fraternity, if you will. There's certainly something for everybody, and there's a price point for everybody as well. So it's a very diverse group with a lot of different experiences and backgrounds, but generally we all have one thing in common, and that's getting on the air. Roger?
Yeah, roger that. Like I say, I'm a newbie. I don't have a gigantic station. I got a 7300 and a G5RV, which was recommended to me by a senior operator, and I'm having a good time just learning all the different aspects of this little setup that I have.
Yeah, that's terrific. And Bill, by the way, your signal is sitting a good solid 5 and 9. Again, my name is Randy, and we're just outside of Kansas City, Missouri. If you didn't hear that last go-around, but I need to make sure I announce that from time to time. But no, 5 minutes. A lot of people own the 7300s. I own one myself. It's in an alternate shack downstairs. I also use it for portable work. You don't have to spend lots of money to get on the air and be effective. Again, those are things that you can build up over time to, different antennas and other radios and amplifiers and so on and so forth. I mean, this is a combination of about 20 years for me to where I'm at as well. But I started just like you did, only I didn't have that kind of radio when I started, but I ran the same type of antenna. So congratulations on that. Getting on the air is a great thing. And I will say this, if you're interested in listening to yourself on the air, I'm doing a live stream on YouTube, and I do this every afternoon, 2 o'clock Central. All you do is either go to my QRZ page, there's a link for it, or you can go to YouTube and put in my call sign and look for the video for today, Bill, and you get a chance to hear your 7300 and see how you sound on the air. Roger?
Roger that. Can you give me your call sign again, please?
You bet. Not a problem. It is K0RWB Radio Whiskey Bravo.
Okay, I'll do exactly that. That seemed like a good way to learn something here today.
Yeah, the interesting thing is, and I've said it many, many times before, but we never really have an opportunity very often to hear what we sound like on the air. I don't sound anything in my headphones like I do on the air, so for me personally, it was not a very good representation. And I'm not the first one to do this, and I will not be the last. There's another gentleman that is at Cutler Bay, Florida, south of Miami. Alex has been doing this for a long time. I checked with him on several times, and I got the chance to listen to the playback, and I go, boy, that sounds terrible. So, and I'm not saying that with you at all. That's not my intention. It is nice to be able to have that opportunity to listen. It's kind of a unique thing. I actually display my radio display onto the live stream. I have an FTDX-10 from Yaesu. So you can, not only that, you can see your signal strength, you can see your voice inflection on the oscilloscope and so forth. It's kind of a neat deal. And then there's also information if you want to be registered for the drawing that we do tomorrow night to win a free gift card from a local amateur radio store. That information is there as well, and you could do that as well, Roger.
Roger, I appreciate that. The one thing that I found
stand by.
the best part about getting into this hobby was choosing an antenna.
Well, you've got one. And you can work it with one, or you can use multiples. I'm not sure where that particular antenna will go. I mean, I have one for 40 meters. I have it'll work 40 and below, of course, and then I've got an 80-meter dipole, and then I have a hex beam that goes 6 through 20. So it really kind of depends on what you want to do.
The biggest problem I have is I live in the lightning capital of the United States, and I've had lightning issues twice since I moved down here, and I'm a little scared, frankly, to stick something way up straight in the air.
No, I can certainly understand that. I have no doubt. I thought we were the lightning capital of the world, but okay, you can have one too. That is a concern, of course. Grounding, shielding can be something that would help you as well. There's the magnetic loop antennas that are, can work relatively off the ground. So I mean, there are other options as well. And if you've got a good Elmer, if you've got a local ham club nearby that you can get some feedback from them and so forth, what works in that area, particular, to your circumstances, that would be a great resource for you. And, again, we're a creative bunch. If there's a will, there's a way. But, again, you're sounding great today. I mean, you don't have to have all this equipment. If it works for you the way it is and you're enjoying the hobby, I think you're on the right track. Roger?
Hey, I'm happy definitely the response I'm getting from this antenna. I mean,
Yeah, stand by.
I've talked to Poland, I've talked to Washington State, and these are all things I was only dreaming about 6 months ago.
Yep, and listen, you're on the air and you're talking to a guy in Missouri. I mean, how much better can it get than that?
Well, maybe if you had a decent football team, it would get better.
Let's not go there. Well, you know what? 1-1. No, actually 2-1. 1970 and a year ago. I'll take that. 2-1. That's still a winning record. No problem. Hey, Bill, there's a few others out there I want to try to grab today, but again, two options. You either go to YouTube itself, put in my call, or go to my QRZ page, and the link is there as well. Give a look, give a listen. If you're going to listen to the playback, we'll be interested to see what you think. And again, we're out here usually 2 o'clock Central during the week. If you hear us, come back in again, give us a call, and we'll just pick it up where we left off. But anyway, congratulations. Welcome to the hobby. I think you're really going to enjoy it. Sounds like you have so far. You're making some good contacts. And we look forward to working you many more QSOs down the road as well. In the meantime, I'll say 7-3s. Enjoy the rest of the day, and have a great weekend as well. Kilo Oscar 4, Hotel Delta Charlie, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo.
Roger that. I appreciate you taking the time to pick me up. This is Kilo Oscar 4, HDC, and I'm listening.
Okay, sounds good, Bill. We'll go ahead and clear with you. I did hear Station Victor Hotel Golf. Come back in with your call sign, please.
Roger, well, good afternoon to you. God bless you and your family there, buddy. I like that conversation there. The caller is Kilo Julia 4, Victor Hotel Golf, Central Florida Mobile. I'm in between Ponciana and Polk County.
Yeah, Jose, every time I talk to you, you're mobile. Man, you drive for a living or what?
No, I got my van parked in front of the driveway.
Okay, fair enough. Well, you sound good again this afternoon. Hey, thanks again for giving us a call, and hope things are going well for you. I heard a bunch in there earlier, trying to grab them while we can. Was able to pull out the last of your call sign. So how are things doing for you today there? Go ahead.
To 10 meters. And it's not doing the job for me. They said that you could put it up straight up in the air. And if you got it 32 above, it would work. That didn't happen. I have it like 40 feet. And I could only transmit on some bands, and the rest of the other bands, forget it. I cannot even transmit on it.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, you sound good today. Your signal's a solid 5 and 9 as well, and so I don't. I'm not sure what that would work on some bands and some others, unless there's just not a match there. But I mean, I've worked you on several occasions on 20. You've always sounded good to me there, Roger.
Roger, but that's why I go mobile instead of going base. I prefer to, and it's a cleaner, what you call, because I have a 990 Yaesu, and that one is not what you call the one that you plug in. You gotta add a power supply to it.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, we're familiar with the radio, and yeah, they're great radios. My rig's the same way. I've got a power supply for it as well. It does not have anything built in. I don't think I've owned a radio that has a built-in power supply, and that's okay as well. It doesn't bother me. I've got power supplies to plug in, and it also makes it fairly easy to take it with me and go mobile. But no, you sound good in mobile now. I can understand why you're out there if you're having some problems in the base. But your signal has always been about the same with me, and you always sound good in my receive there, Roger.
Thanks a lot, buddy. Well, let me let you go, because I know that there's a lot of guys that they want to talk to you. God bless you and your family. And thank you for picking me up. 73.
Yeah, any time at all. Like I said, I'm sorry I wasn't able to pull the call out the first time around, but I appreciate you. I appreciate you standing by. Thanks for your patience, and thanks for your support. I know you've kind of called a couple of times. Always a pleasure to work you, and I know we'll have many more QSOs to go down the road. But now I understand why you're mobile. So hopefully you can get everything squared away for you in the base. But if not, I'll work you mobile too, because you sound very good in my receive. Jose, enjoy the rest of your day and a great week ahead. And we'll say 7-3 for now. Kilo Juliet 4, Victor Hotel Golf, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. 7-3. Okay, we'll go ahead and clear. This is Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Randy, Kansas City, QRZ, any stations anywhere.
Kilo Alpha 1, Alpha, Bravo Juliet. Kilowatt 4, Bravo Lima, Mexico.
The QRP station, come back again.
Kilo Delta 2, Victor, India, Victor.
Zulu Juliet, Kilo Delta 2, Kilo Zulu Juliet.
I did hear Mark. Mark, if you can, stand by for a second. I think it was a QRP, Kilo Delta 2, Victor, India, Victor. Is that a Roger?
QSL, yep. KD2VIV.
Is this Ethan then? Go ahead.
QSL, yep. Ethan here, upstate New York. So I haven't really heard a lot from where you're at. I think you said, what, Missouri? Or yeah, I haven't heard a lot from there. The bands are a little bit different today.
Yeah, I'm pointed down to Florida, so I just moved the beam up a little bit closer your direction. So you came up in my receive. Hopefully I came up in yours. And so tell me about your QRP setup. Go ahead.
My setup, I got the 7300 sitting here. It's operating at max power. I don't think it's quite 100 watts. ALC is kicking in a little bit, so it might be knocking me down a little bit. And I got a 5-band, 25-foot vertical outside. Got the ground radials all set up. And the Astron RS35A power supply.
Okay. Well, it's working for you. And don't take offense to this, but generally QRP is about 10 watts or less, but it's no big deal. We'd be happy to make the contact with you as long as the band is holding in there. You're the first contact up in that part of the country for me today as well. We've only been out here for about 20 minutes, so we're not sure where the band is moving around. 3 contacts in Florida, and the band was really good, so hopefully it works as well up in your area there as well. Roger?
Roger that. Yeah, I apologize if I overstepped anywhere. I didn't realize it was a QRP code. Yeah, I'm definitely not operating at a low power mode.
Yeah, it's no issues at all. Like I said, I don't mean in disrespect when I say that, but we generally we kind of look for mobiles, portables, and QRPs are definitely low power. But you know what? Sometimes you got to use all the wattage you can, and it's no big deal. We've got some time yet, and we've got hopefully some people that are patient enough to take a standby. I'm not a big fan of 5.9 QRZ, Ethan, so we'd like to give opera time and make new contacts. So it looks like a new contact for us. I don't see you in my log, and appreciate that as well. I'm glad you give us a call. And we're also live on YouTube as well, so we're actually live streaming, and we'll be recording our Q. So, Roger?
Roger that. Yeah, I've been listening. I looked you up, and I got it screen recording right now, so I can go back and see how it sounds.
Yeah, that's terrific. Good for you. I'm glad you did that. That's terrific. And again, there's also some additional information on my QRZ page. We do a weekly drawing for a free gift certificate from a local amateur radio store. And they have a nice online store as well, so it's not like you have to guess. But the information is on my QRZ page if you'd like to enter for that. We do that every Wednesday evening is when we do a drawing. So if you're interested in registering for that, the information is there as well. But yeah, give a look, give a listen on the YouTube channel. It's kind of a neat deal to hear yourself later on. Roger? Yeah, the thing is, your signal's not really strong, about 5 and 3 to 5 and 5, but the audio is what's coming through, and that tells me that you've got the thing set up really well. Otherwise, the audio could be distorting, wouldn't sound good, and so on and so forth. So you're definitely on the right track there. Again, propagation is what it is. You're either going to be, when it's good, you can talk anywhere. If it's not, you can't talk across the street. So it's just the way it works sometimes. But you're on the right track as well. And I think it sounds great for what you're working with up there. And the band is what it is, and we'll work with that as well. So, but listen, hey, thanks for giving me a call. I know there's a few others out there as well, but thanks for taking a look and listen on the channel. And again, if you like what you see, we're out here at 2 o'clock Central during the week, generally on 20 meters and sometimes on 40. So, you know, give a look, give a listen. You like what you hear, you can subscribe if you want. Again, if you're interested in the drawing, that's the information's there as well. So, Ethan, thanks again for giving us a call. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good weekend coming up as well. Kilo Delta 2, Victor India Victor, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3s.
Yep, 7-3.
Kilo Bravo 2, Yankee Echo Whiskey.
Okay, guys, I've got Alpha Alpha 1, India Alpha, Mark down in Daytona Beach. Mark, are you there?
Hey, Randy, how you doing? K0RWB from AA1IA. Let me shut off my link to the internet for you and wish you a good afternoon, my friend, from Daytona Beach, Florida. Over.
Yeah, fine business, Mark. Yeah, sound a little better today. Sounds like somebody's tuning up close by, but you sound a little better today than we did last week. I think maybe the conditions are a little better. You're probably the 4th or 5th contact out of Florida, so I guess the band is really open down your direction there. Go ahead.
Yeah. Just wanted to say howdy while the band is open. I got the feeling like yesterday it's going to shut down real fast into the Florida area, so I did want to get my howdies in there for you today and let you know you're sounding your bodaciously strong self in Daytona Beach.
Yeah, well, I think you need to get out more. I don't have a very big station. I don't run the radios like you do. So you're the big guy on the block as far as I'm concerned, Roger.
You know what? I'm very impressed about the setup and what really brings me enjoyment is that I can watch what's going on YouTube, and I can hear what's happening. And if I try 3 or 4 times to hook up on YouTube, I actually get pretty close to what's happening on the radio and the time delay. So, you know, I actually get within 6 or 7 seconds. So it works out pretty good, and I can actually adjust my receive and try to pull in a lot of these stations. You got to remember, you're 1,000 miles away from me. And so it makes it quite a challenge. That last station, I didn't pick up a call sign from him, the QRP station, but most of the time that station was 5 and 3. So another interesting little bit of flavor you bring to the pot, old man.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting that you say that, and there's even some that are listening to the SDR out of Utah. You know, and it does the same thing. It picks out, looks like on a waterfall, and you can listen to different frequencies where there's activity through the SDR. You can hear them, but you may not be able to talk to them, but you at least hear the conversations. And my understanding, there's about a 20 or 30 second delay when you're doing the live stream, because it's going to the to the internet, to different servers, and then wherever it goes on the other end and so forth. So that's my understanding. So it's a little hard to listen if you're on the radio at the same time. It can, kind of mix you up a little bit. So when I do that with Alex, I just turn the audio off on his live stream, and then him and I talk, and then when I'm done, I can go back and listen to it again. But yeah, it's a neat little element that adds, to the radio. When the bands are down, and if you've got somebody live streaming, you'll be able to hear the conversations on both sides. So it's kind of a neat deal as well, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, Randy. Another thing I wanted to mention is I had the distinct pleasure of working Alex and meeting him yesterday for the first time. Due to his location and mine, I just never have a chance to work him. So he was on 40 yesterday. I was on 40. I introduced myself, and we had a nice little chat. I mentioned your name, and, we all commented how much you look like Lurch. No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding, brother. I'm only kidding. You're a handsome guy. Don't let us get to you. And so anyways, that was a nice QSO that we had, and so I did have a chance to meet him. So one final thing before I let go, this is a different audio setup that I'm running today. I'm running a little less processing, and I'm running on the dynamic side of my microphone. So back to you, and we'll shoot it to you for the final. Over.
Yeah, great. I've been called lots of things, but I think that's probably the first one that I've been called. But I guess if you're on the live stream as well, I could tell you that I used to play football, so I could do something like this, and then maybe that would get a kick out of it as well. There, who knows? But no, I could tell a little difference there with the audio, but you'll know better when you listen to the playback. Again, it makes no difference to me. You sound good no matter what. You're not making huge changes. So little changes are minuscule, but they're noticeable, but not to the point where it's one extreme to the other. So. Yeah, you're always welcome, of course. We'd like to give each other a hard time. I'm glad you got a chance to meet Alex. He's a terrific guy. I look forward to the day where I can meet him and meet you in person. I just have to make one big swing out of Florida, but I look forward to that as well. So that's a goal that I'm shooting for, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, Randy. I appreciate that. And also appreciate your being such a good sport and appreciate your friendship, my friend. And hope you know it's all in great fun. And definitely appreciate you more than you know, man. So, yeah, and about the radio settings, not too many people would notice, but because of your service and what you're doing here, I would notice. So with that, I will say 73s and listen out for a little while, and I'll go back to my YouTube video of, let's see, I'm watching a video that's pretty funny. It's about Karens who got arrested. Oh, it's pretty good, man. 73s, man. AA, 1IA back.
Okay, Mark. Why am I not surprised? Hey, no worries, brother. Anytime, anywhere you hear me, I'll stop and grab you, and we'll talk no problem at all. I know there's lots more coming as well, so no problems today. I'm glad you did get in there, and we'll see what else is available. We're thinking about, because of the activity on 20 with the last man standing, we might jump down to 40 in a little bit as well, work some closer end stations. But in the meantime, we want to get a chance to work Florida. So anyway, with that, I'll say 7-3s, Mark. Always a pleasure. Thanks for your support as well. And, next time it's my turn to get a name call. You got yours in today. I'll do mine later. Alpha 1, India Alpha, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3s.
You bet. And you're big into Florida.
I appreciate that. I'd get you as well. A while ago, I did hear 2 QRPs. I did answer one. Is the other QRP station still out there? The QRP, come back with your call.
Kilo Zulu Juliet QRP, over.
Kilo Delta 2 station, again, I barely pulled you out. Try it one more time.
Kilo Delta 2, Kilo Zulu Juliet, Kilo Delta 2, Kilo Zulu Juliet, over.
Okay, I think I've got it. Kilo Delta 2, Kilo Zulu Juliet. Is that a Roger?
Roger, the handle is Arnold, over.
Okay, Arnold, got you pulled up. North Belmore, New York. Is that a Roger?
Roger, where are you and your handle, over?
Yeah, no problem. Again, the name here is Randy, Romeo Alpha November Delta Yankee, and we are 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri, and we're also streaming live on YouTube. Go ahead.
Roger, I'd like to YouTube now today when I get back into the house. I'm running a KX2 with a 25-foot wire, over.
Oh, congratulations. Well, that's great. I mean, again, another contact in that part of the country, the signals aren't strong, but I don't put a lot of stock in that as I do the audio, because that's what really comes through. Sounds very good to me. Didn't have any trouble picking you up, and nice a chance to work another QRP station. I got to keep remembering to remind myself that you guys are out there as long as portables and mobiles, but I'm glad you did have a chance to get in. I think you may have called earlier, and if you were standing by, I appreciate you standing by and your patience in that. I'm glad we got a chance to work today. Roger?
Roger, Randy. Yeah, you have to have patience on QRP, and I was monitoring your discussion. You are 5'9", on occasion. What's your rig, over?
Yeah, terrific. Hey, I've got your page pulled up here. It looks like you've got some mountain pictures. Was that all taken out in the Rocky Mountains there? Go ahead.
Roger, that was the Rocky Mountains up at 12,000 feet. I had the KS2 with me and a little whipping center, and I got to Florida on 5 watts, over.
Yeah, Roger. So you were probably up by Bear Lake is what it looks like. Is that it, Roger?
I don't remember. Down by Estes Park. I think down by Estes Park we were doing some hiking, over.
Yeah, then that's where Bear Lake is inside there. I'm actually from Colorado, and I have family in Fort Collins. So I've been up to the Rocky Mountain National Park many times. Always a great place to sightsee, and that little lake has a path all the way around it. So that's Bear Lake. And I did the same thing. I was up at Pikes Peak on a 2-meter 5-watt and talked into Texas. Direct, which is a nice deal. So yeah, it's a great chance. That tells you what altitude will do for a radio hobby, Roger.
Roger, that was one of my first contacts when I got the radio, and I was really happy about that. So Colorado is one of my favorite places, and we just love Estes Park. We were there for a week, driving all around, taking pictures of the elk coming down during the rut. So we hope to get to see your neck of the woods again, over.
Yeah, we go out there several times a year and really do enjoy it. We have family out there as well, and lots of friends with our time that we lived in Colorado Springs. And I can certainly think of worse places to visit, Roger.
Yeah, to Colorado Springs and to the Air Force Base and to that sand dune, you know the name of it, over.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them out there. That's kind of how we ended that way as well. We spent our time in the Air Force and was stationed out there for many years, and then we had family move out later on as well. But again, it's a great place to visit. They have no problems taking the tourism money, but there's you'd have to spend a lot of time there to see everything once. So there's a lot to see in Colorado, but. Arnold, thanks for giving us a call, man. I do appreciate it. We've got a few more stations that I think are standing by, but I want to get a chance to get in there. Thanks for the QRP contact, and yeah, you get to be very patient when it comes to QRP, but in the end result, it's very worthwhile. So thank you again, and enjoy the rest of your day. A great week as well. Again, we're out here generally 2 o'clock Central during the week. And we generally work 20 sometimes on 40 meters as well. So if you hear us again, please stop in and say hi, and we'll just pick it up where we left off. I'll save 7-3 for now. I'll do my part and let you do yours. Kilo Delta 2, Kilowatt Zulu Juliet, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3s.
Kilo 3, Juliet, Whiskey Lima, Mike, standing by.
Kilo Delta 2, Kilo Zulu Juliet, 7-3, all the best to you, Randy. I enjoyed it.
Kilo 3.
Yeah, stand by, guys. Stand by, let him clear.
Hope I can have a chat with you again soon. This is Kilo Delta 2, Kilo Zulu Juliet out.
Okay, thanks again, Arnold, and give a shout anytime you hear us out there. We'll try it again for sure. We'll go ahead and clear with him, and we'll see if the other station is standing by. Kilo Tango 4, Romeo Alpha Mike. Greg, are you there?
Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy. Yes, I am. This is Kilo Tango 4, Radio Alpha Mike.
Well, you found one way of beating a pileup, didn't you?
Just 100 watts and a piece of wire right now, Randy, here in the great Swanee River Valley of north central Florida, Roger.
Oh, hey, you know what? Sometimes that's all you need. I'm beginning to wonder sometimes my electric bill's so high. 100-watt barefoot, and I'm running power, and everybody sounds just as good. So I question myself sometimes. But no, thanks for giving us a shout there on the back door, and get a chance to get in here. I just try to grab them while I can, as long as I can. And I saw the message there on the chat, so I thought we'd give it a whirl. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Roger. Yeah, I didn't even try to interfere with anybody else, especially the QRP stations. I was just basically saying hi on chat since I'm a subscriber to your channel and saw you were on there live. I just had to reposition my piece of wire dipole up in the tree because we had a storm come through there last night, and part of it was on the ground, and it's not really a good ground plane. but no, I wanted to say hi to you, Randy. You sound really good down here. You were 5x9 for a while. The band keeps changing, so then you'll come back up, and then that's the nature of the beast. But yeah, I don't have any power at the moment because my amplifier took a dive right in the middle of the LMS event. But I did manage to work all stations, including all these special bonus stations. The only two I did not get was the VE stations, but I actually got to talk to John on stage, so that was miraculous in itself off of 100 watts in a wire. Over.
Yeah, that's terrific. Congratulations. I was able to get a few more today. I'm missing one special call, and I'm missing the 5 and 6 and the 0 call area. I got the VA 7 and 3 earlier before I came live. So we'll see what happens. They're not shutting down yet for a few more hours. We're going to be here live streaming for about another hour or so, and then we'll take a little break and see if maybe we can grab them as well. But hey, that's the way it is. We've had a great time with it. I think they have too. A lot of the operators I talked about are just tickled of the activity they've had, and it kind of makes you wonder if the show is closing too soon, Roger.
Roger, well, you can't help but to think what was behind all that with all the manipulation and everything else of who's buying out who and all that. But it was definitely a successful I have a feeling that something will come back. I think John, the producer, I think he'll come up with something because it is really big. But I do appreciate all the operators that are out there that are participating in the event. But as far as the zero station, you might want to try and see if Amanda's out there or Jeff. I think they were running the zero stations as well. I think you'll do well, and I think what I learned and I heard was all you need to do is get the ones that phonetically would spell out LMS, so it doesn't matter if it's K or the W specials. Roger?
Yeah, I think so as well, but it just kind of sits on my craw if I can't get them all. So we're gonna give it a whirl here. Again, the 0. 5 and 6 is, well, 6 isn't, but 5 is really close to me on 20 meters. It might be easier to pick it up on 40. We'll see what happens, but it's okay. It is what it is, and I think we've done pretty well with it. It's amazing how quickly the time has gone. We were out of pocket this weekend to really get on the air, so I know we missed quite a few opportunities, but we're able to get a couple of more yesterday and then pick up the VEs this morning. So that made it kind of worthwhile, but that's okay. I think everybody that's either participating or being the actual call is having a great time. I've never heard pileups if I had last week and then yesterday and today, other than the national parks on the air when they came out in 2016. I've never heard pileups like that. And the calmness of these operators, I'm not good at pileups. I'm the first to admit that. But these guys are just phenomenal how well they handle pileups. I wish I could get to that point, but I don't like to do 5.9 QRZ. I like to talk a little more and like to give everybody equal time as well. Roger?
Roger, and I think a lot of them were doing that, Randy, by trying to end up doing it by the numbers as well, like starting out with zeros and all the way through the nines. But one thing I will say, if you don't mind, it'll help you out and maybe some of your listeners that may be trying to contact these and don't know when they're going to be on and what band, what frequency. Ham Alert, the app Ham Alert, is something that is so awesome. Get the app, put in the LMS call stations and stuff, and it will alert you when any of them are on there and where they're at. So just wanted to get that out there. But I know there's a lot of stations that are out there probably trying to call you, and I do appreciate talking to you, Randy. I appreciate you coming back to me, and it's always a pleasure, my friend. So I'll let you put the ribbons on it, and I will contact you again. So I will say 7-3s, Randy. So Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo from Kilo Tango 4, Radio Alpha Mike. 7-3s, Randy.
Yeah, okay, Greg. Sounds good. Did you get your call sign in for this week's drawing as well?
I don't know if I did that or not. I just kind of real quick put something on the chat, but I'll do that for sure.
Yeah, just a call sign in K0RWB, and then we'll be doing this week's drawing tomorrow evening. So make sure you get a chance to register if you want to be considered, Roger.
Roger, and prayers for the benefit for Phil. So we'll definitely do that. And thank you very, very much again, Randy. Kilo Tango 4, Radio Alpha Mike.
Yep, no problem at all. Band out held out really good, and good audio with it as well, Greg. So again, yeah, it's amazing how it can work sometimes. So you know the little trick, and I try to keep an eye on there as much as possible. So sometimes a little bit better than others. But anyway, thanks for giving us a little chat, and I'm glad we got a chance to get a QSO there. I'm sure there's going to be many more. And, you know, half a dozen stations down in Florida, and y'all sound really good. I mean, the band's moving a little bit, but, boy, I don't have a problem with the copy at all. Anyway, give a look, give a listen, and we'll certainly say prayers for Papa Phil as well. So we'll do it again real soon, I'm sure. Kilo Tango 4, Romeo Alpha Mike, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3s. And K0RWB, QRZ, any stations, anywhere. Oh, gosh. I think it was a November 4 station. Come back.
November 2, Alpha Sugar United.
Well, that's what I meant to say. I meant to say November 2, Alpha Sugar United. What was I thinking? Hi, Greg. How are you this afternoon?
Okay, Randy, doing fine here. Excellent signal coming up here. I think I might go off the side or back of your beam. And you're hitting up here just outside the city of Philadelphia with no problem at all.
Well, terrific. Yeah, I was kind of off the side a little bit, was pointed a little bit farther south toward Florida. I did move the beam up, and you came up in my receive. Hopefully I came up in yours as well, Roger.
Yeah, no problem. You've been 5 over 9, and you're almost 20 over now.
Well, I'm sure glad that I spent the good money for the rotor. You know, sometimes you begin to wonder. I've had stations that come in better off the backside or long path than hit them direct. But, yeah, no problems at all on that one. But, listen, thanks for giving me a call. I appreciate it. I didn't know if you heard, the QTH is 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. We're on the Missouri side, and playing radio this afternoon and doing our live stream on YouTube like we do during the week. Roger?
Yeah, no problem. Matter of fact, I've been up and listening to you for about an hour or so. So I'll let you get back to everybody else. And 73s, and thank you for coming back to me. November 2, Alpha Sugar United.
Yeah, well, I'm glad as well. Again, I appreciate giving a look, giving a listen, of course. You know, I don't know if I can really make it super entertaining per se. It's just not my style, but I do have a soft spot talking on the radio, of course, and we do like the little addition of the live stream, and I find that some people really do get something out of it, you know, for signal strength and those kind of things, and we're enjoying it as well. So as long as we've got people out there that are giving me the thumbs up and are enjoying it, then I think we'll continue to do it. But thank you so much for giving us a call this afternoon. And out of the Philadelphia area, another nice one I've not had today, so you're the first one in there. But by all means, feel free to come back again anytime. We'll kind of pick it up where we left off. But meantime, enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you again. And have a great week as well, Craig. So we'll say 7-3s. November 2, Alpha Sierra Uniform, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3s.
73s, into ASU.
Okay, this is K0RWB, QRZ, any stations anywhere?
Bravo, Yankee, Bravo, Lima, Mike.
Station ending in Mike. There's a bunch of you, but I've tried to pull it out. The last one I got ending in Mike. Give me the full call, please.
November 1. Bravo, Lima, Mike. Is that better, Randy?
Well, I got the Bravo Lima Mike, but give me the first part.
Kilo 4, Kilowatt 4, another Florida station.
Okay, Lee, I got it. Boy, I didn't think so. It'd be that many, but I'll move it back down again. No problem. I'm glad the beam is a little broadbanded, so it's not so narrow that you couldn't hear me off the end. And I do hear there's others out there. I appreciate you guys as well, but we're trying to get to them here as we can. We'll try to knock them down one by one, but Lee, I got you into that time out of the Sarasota area. Go ahead.
Randy, what a pleasure. So nice to hear your voice and so nice to work you at quality time. Just working you on my FT950 this afternoon instead of a little backup rig, which is a nice Kenwood TS440S. Unfortunately, I had to give up the hex beam. I had a KIO hex beam, but the neighbors were just giving me too much static about the burnt-out umbrella. I know you know what I mean. Don't want to hold it up. Just nice to make your acquaintance. I'm watching you live, I guess, and I'll be glad to do this again whenever we have the opportunity. So stay well, my friend, and best of 7-3 to you.
Well, okay, I appreciate it as well, Lee. Two things before you go. I want to know two things. I want to know what microphone you have paired with the 950, and I would like to know what antenna you got as well.
Randy, I got somebody right on top of me. I heard the first question. The mic is a Hio PR40, the PR40, and I've got the bottom end turned off as much as possible. Roll that off. And I did not hear the second question, so if you'll come with that one again, please.
Yeah, I'm just curious what antenna you're running with that.
I am coming to you.
One more time. They still want to key up at the same time you do.
Yeah, I'm just curious what antenna that you're operating with.
What? I'm sorry, what?
What type of antenna are you currently operating? What antenna are you currently operating?
Okay, got it that time. A fan dipole, 20 and 17, and I don't have any fire in the wire, so the birds aren't hopping around on it. And I can work, but boy, I'll tell you what, it just is not like a hex beam. Over.
Yeah, you've got a good point there, Lee. I don't think I'll give mine up. I retired my 950 in January for a 7300 that I ran for a few weeks, and then put that on the shelf to be used as an alternate shack location / portable. And now we're operating the new Yaesu FTDX-10 with a PR781 with the hex beam, of course, and then the ACOM 1000. We're currently about 800 on peaks.
Okay, fine business. Well, let me tell you, you are easily 10 over, at least on my meter, and this 950 is a nice rig, for sure. The hex beam is wonderful, your 781 is great, and your audio is spectacular, my friend.
Yeah, I had a lot of work, a lot of help, getting to where it was. A good friend of mine in Knoxville, Tennessee, has the new 101 MP, and I was able to use his transmit settings minus one little change I did on the mids, and that's kind of where we're at as well. So I'm glad it's working so far, and I've been very happy with it, and I think others are having fun with it as well. So. But if you, I appreciate you giving us a look here on YouTube. Thank you for support on that. And again, if you're interested in being entered for the drawing tomorrow evening, just go to the chat there, if you will. If you're still there, put in your call, and then K4P, Kidnap for Papa Phil. That way we know that you want to be considered, Roger.
Okay, boy, holy macaroni, this guy about, I guess maybe 2 KC away from me is just powering me down. Anyway, let me just say I appreciate the fact we had a chance to talk. We'll do this dance again, I'm sure. So, K0RWB to punt the football, K4BLM, many, many thanks, Randy.
Okay, Lee, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I had a little bit of bleed over earlier. I don't hear it now, so I apologize for that. I guess it's just a difference in locations. But pleasure's on my end. Thank you for giving a look, giving a listen. Thank you again for your support. and look for, again, by all means, I'm sure this will not be the last QSO, and look forward to the next one. Be safe down in Sarasota. Hopefully you can hear me better next time. Let's see. We'll leave it at that. Kilo 4, Bravo Lima Mike, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3s. Okay, we'll go ahead and clear K0RWB, Randy in Kansas City, QRZ, any stations anywhere.
Bravo 2, Kilo Charlie 2, Echo Sierra.
Real weak station out there, real weak station. I'll try to pull you out. Kilo Charlie 2, Echo something.
I heard you chasing last man standing, so I figured you would be the last man standing, Randy. How you doing?
Yeah, right. I'm the first guy to get up. What are you talking about? Armando, how you doing today, brother?
Doing great. Yeah, I've been. I don't know why. It just, it's like a gravitation towards these pileups, and I get to test out the amplifier. Over.
Well, look at the meter online. What do you think it reads? I'm saying maybe 10 to 15 over.
Well, and I have it at the low setting. I probably don't even need it. But yeah, I heard you a couple of times. Once today and maybe yesterday. I don't remember. But how are you doing, over?
Well, if I was doing any better, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. The sun is shining. I got up this morning, roof over my head, clothes on my body, and food in my belly. What can go wrong?
There you go. Okay.
Don't ever say that.
Yeah, well, it's beautiful weather here today as well, and but yeah, I waited till you were calling CQ rather than interrupt here. Anyway, just thought I'd say hello, and yeah, I've worked a number of those last man standing and last women standing. I mean, I was glad to see some YLs there operating. That was really cool. I haven't figured out kind of how their whole system works, because it's the same call, but then there's different people. I think they take turns, and they're actually I guess they're working remotely in most cases. I haven't really asked them because they're doing their thing, but it's pretty interesting. Over.
Yeah. They're having an operator who is working in all the different call areas, 0 through 9, and then there's 6 special calls, the KL or K6L, M, and S, and then the W6L, M, and S, and then there's actually 2 VEs. There's a VE3 and a VE7, and yeah, we've tried to do. We were out of pocket this weekend. I think we probably would have been able to get them all, but we were not able to be around over the weekend, and we had family here yesterday. That's why we weren't on the air yesterday. We've got a little bit of time yet today before it closes out, and if I can grab them, fine. If not, I had fun anyway, no matter how it works. Are we on the 847 today with the amp, or the 7300?
No, the 7300 with the amp. I have the 847 now back connected also with the amp, but I'm using the 7300. Over.
Yeah, I do like that radio. I mean, the other one, the 847 is okay as well, but I can tell a little difference with this, and maybe it's the amplifier, or maybe it's the 3-element. It's all working to me. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. Well, some another day I can switch it very quickly. All I got to do is key it up, and the amplifier will just chase whichever radio. They're both connected at the same time. It's just whichever one is transmitting, the amp will just follow it. Over.
That's pretty slick. That's what's over my pay grade. I could never do that. I have enough trouble trying to make sure that I've got it tuned properly. I did find the power button on the radio. That made things a whole lot easier for me as well, Roger.
Yeah, but the problem is that when I do that, I then very quickly have to, switch the band that I'm on which other radio is listening. Otherwise, it's not good. Over.
Yeah. Or you wouldn't want to grab both mics at the same time and key. That probably wouldn't work so well either.
Yeah. Well, the amp will vote and it will choose. Now it does switch the other, whichever one is not transmitting, it switches to a standby antenna, which right now means disconnected. So at least there's actually no antenna connected to whichever radio is in listening mode. But still, there's just so much power that I don't like doing that. So right now the 847 is turned off. Over.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. That might be a little jealous, but you can always turn it back on as well. Well, that last time around, that was plus 20, so no worries there. I don't know. I don't think we've really had a bad conversation or a bad connection. We seem to have rather a pipeline between you and I. And if I turn it off, it'll take a little bit for it to warm back up again. So I'll just leave it on instead of putting it in bypass mode or whatever. So I'll just keep running. I'll do what I do, and you do what you do. How's that sound? Go ahead.
Hey, that's good. I just turned it off. So right now I'm just running my 30 watts. I normally leave it at 30 watts because that's when I run FT8. That's normally what I run. And also when I tune, I use 30 watts. So I'm sure you're still copying me okay, right, Randy?
Oh, yeah. The audio hasn't changed at all. The signal dropped, of course, but, yeah, the audio is still right there. So, if you worked it that way, you're going to be able to make contacts as well. Of course, you've got the right antenna in the air as well. And so the antenna is doing the majority of the work. And I like to think mine is doing that as well. So that's why we'll never have a problem getting connected, Roger.
Roger. Well, most of the QSOs we've always had was at most at 100 watts. And like that now it's 30, but you're right. It's the antenna is doing most of the work. The amplifier does come in handy on pileups, and I tell you, I can't believe the amount of pileups on these stations working last man standing. Everybody wants to work. I don't know what it's like a fever. And the other thing I've experienced is a couple of times I turn my antenna to the west. Even when I only run 100 watts in the afternoon around this time, I get a pileup. And I did it once with the amplifier turned on, and it became like a super pileup. And I finally said, you know what, I really don't like doing 5.9s. Thank you very much. Goodbye. That's not my mode of operandi. So I kind of then finally said, all right, this is my last one, and that's it. I got off. Over.
Yeah, when it's a contest like that, that's part of the protocol is to give a call and the signal strength. In some cases they may ask for a number, they may ask for the location, but when they're working those pileups, and that's about what you expect. But I said it earlier with another station. The way some of these people run pileups is just amazing. That's something I would certainly strive for, but I'm not doing 5.9 QRZ either. I just don't think that's appropriate for what I'm trying to get done. But I do want to try to make as many contacts as possible, but I want everybody to have equal time as well, too. So, but they are phenomenal operators. The gentleman, Brian, out of Washington State, who was working /7, he is phenomenal, and how he's able to pull calls, I'm dumbfounded by how well he operates a contest like that. And I certainly applaud him. And I've talked to him on several occasions. Other than that, and he's like that when you're doing a QSO or in a contest, and that's few and far between when it comes to operators.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know if you remember Marty Lane. Marty Lane was I don't know if he's still around, and he when I first started in the hobby, he was a great, one of the best contesters, and he did a lot of the expeditions. Oh my God, he was very efficient. He can pick up the call sign and just move on. And again, when I just threw out the queue, not expecting to get a pileup. I wasn't in a contest. I wanted to just work up work the amplifier. I had it on low power, but all of a sudden I just get a pileup, and I wanted to have at least a 1 minute or 2 minute QSO, and little by little people would get annoyed, and they would start jamming me. It just became kind of annoying, and I said, all right, this is it. This is my last contact. I'm not running a contest here. I just wanted to work some stations, but I think I got a good signal too. That's why most places, but
Yeah, well, I would turn my amp back on. It's probably going to help me out, even though I'm west of you. But I've got I think there's somebody at 310, maybe 307 that's every once in a while coming up. I mean, it is what it is, but it probably would help. Probably would help in my receive anyway.
Okay, I turned it back on. Yeah, I do. There's somebody very close to you. Very close to you. Does this help over?
Yeah, it's better, of course. I would lie if I said it wasn't, but you know, again, I don't really put stock in signal strength. I mean, the time you were 20 over, I don't have preamp band, so that was a solid signal. But the band is moving, of course, and like it always does. And as long as I can hear you and understand what you're saying, I take those as contacts, so it definitely works for me.
Yeah, there's somebody calling CQ. There's somebody calling CQ very close to your frequency here, over.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, and that's okay. Again, I don't own these frequencies. I try to find a spot that's clear, and you know, other stations may not know that as well. And you know, we always try to figure out a way to make it work for everybody. If I need to move, I'll QSY, and if not, then that's okay too. It's no problem. I did hear a contact, so we'll get finished with you, and then we'll see if we can pick up the contact as well, Roger.
Roger. Okay, one hold you. Take care, Randy. Good to hear you. And well, I'm sure I'll find you again. Stay safe. Kilowatt Zero, red, white, and blue. I like that version. I like all the versions, but red, white, and blue is a terrific call sign. All right, take care. Bye-bye. Kilo Charlie 2, Echo, Sierra, I'm clear.
Okay, Armando. Always a pleasure, brother. Thanks for giving us a call. And the same as always, give us a holler. We'll be happy to stop what we're doing. Love the chance to chat with you. You know that. And we've had lots of contacts, and I anticipate many more. We'll say 7-3 for now, brother. Enjoy. Kilo Charlie 2, Echo, Sierra, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. We'll be clear. And the contact station, come back with your call.
Yeah, Roger. It's November 1, Bravo, Echo Delta, QSL.
November 1, Bravo, Echo Delta. Is that Mark? Is that a Roger?
Yep, Roger. Name here is Mark. How you doing today?
Hey, we're doing pretty good there. Thanks for giving us a call. I did hear the contact there. Again, we're trying to work them as we get them the best we can. The name here is Randy, and we are 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri. And we're also live currently on YouTube. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, Roger. Good deal. It's always fun to hear about the operators who are out there doing their live stream and what have you. Are you with a club? I heard you having a quick few, so I guess the other person you were speaking with was talking about special event station about a KC down, and I figured I'd just hop in and say hello and see how things were going today. Over.
Yeah, no problem. No, we're doing this on our own. We were having a conversation with my friend Armando up in New York. We were just talking about the Last Man Standing contest and what have you. But we do a live stream every afternoon, 2 o'clock Central, for a few hours or until the band closes. And so we found ourselves an open spot. I think is an open spot, Mark. And so here we are, and we're making some contacts this afternoon, new ones, and kind of getting reacquainted with some of the old contacts as well. Roger? Yeah, you dropped down on me just a little bit there, Mark, and then we had another station that keyed up at the same time. I wasn't able to copy that. I did get your page pulled up here on QRZ. Looks like you're running a 7300 as well, and I'm trying to see what else is on there, trying to read and scroll at the same time. I do like the antenna set up on the back of the truck there, or the pickup truck. That's pretty slick. I'd be curious how that works for you. And, yeah, you've got some really nice pictures and a great setup on the mobile station as well. I don't have that that attention to detail to set something up like that. So I go as far as I've taken stuff portable, but I don't think I could do what you're doing there on the mobile. Go ahead.
Yeah, Roger. I'm actually in the mobile right now. I'm on 495 Beltway going around Washington
The truck was brand new when I bought it, and I wanted to incorporate a couple of different hobbies together. I go four-wheeling, and I love amateur radio, and I wanted to try and make sure it was nice and clean, and I was able to all the equipment run nice and cool. And it took me probably a month and a half, 2 months to come up with a really good this N1 DED, back over to you.
Yeah, fine business. The mobiles, that's terrific. As you're going down the road, well, I certainly don't want to cause no accident on the QSO. I'm not sure how you're doing it, but congrats for that. That's a pretty slick deal, and the signal seems to stay fairly consistent the entire time, which I find unusual as well. My understanding that they can waver quite a little bit, but you've been pretty solid the entire time, Roger.
Yeah, copy that. Yeah, I'm maintaining about 60 miles an hour, and I got a northwest heading. And with the antenna being on the back of the truck, it should be the dominant road pointing in your direction, so I'm probably helping out quite a bit. But I'm sure there's a bunch of folks out there that work for you, and I probably should get back to 100% focus on the driving, but I definitely wanted to say hello. So I really appreciate you taking my call, and by the way, I got you on a 5.9 out here in Virginia, and I'll go ahead and say thanks for reaching out, and I'll be clear on your final.
Yeah, no problem, Mark. Thanks for giving us the call there, and safe driving. We do appreciate it as well, and appreciate your patience there. And again, if you're interested in listening to the QSO, we're live on YouTube. You could go back and you can either get it from YouTube, put in my call sign, or go to my QRZ page. I have a link for it as well, and you could go to it. We also do a weekly giveaway on Wednesday nights for a free gift certificate from a local ham radio store here, and there's information on my QRZ if you'd like to enter that as well. But feel free to do that. And thanks again. Be safe out there going down the road. And we'll definitely look forward to our next QSO. Again, we're out here during the afternoons, 2 o'clock Central for a few hours. So 7-3s, Mark, thank you once again. Enjoy the rest of your day. November 1, Bravo Echo Delta, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3s. Okay, we'll go ahead and clear with Mike. Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo will be cleared QRZ. I did hear a Kilo 6 station. Please come back with your call.
Kilowatt Alpha 6, Romeo Charlie Zulu.
Was it Romeo Alpha Zulu?
Kilowatt Alpha 6, Romeo Charlie Zulu.
Okay, you got it that time. Kilo Alpha 6, Romeo Charlie Zulu. Dan, how are you today?
I'm pretty good. Who am I speaking with?
Yeah, the name here is Randy. We're in Kansas City. Let me bring the beam around. You hit me off the backside of the beam about 5 and 5. Let me bring the beam around to the Sacramento area and see if you come up in my receive. Hopefully I'll come up in yours as well. We are 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri this afternoon, and we are out here during the week about 2 o'clock Central, Dan, and we also go live on YouTube as well. Go ahead.
Oh, copy that. I didn't get the call written down.
Yeah, no problem. It's Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, red, white, and blue.
Oh, I did write it down. I just put it on a different line on my page. It actually came up and then went down a little bit, so I don't know if the band changed or you went past me. And I'm not sure if I'm pointed in your direction, so I'm going to look up your azimuth right now.
Yeah, I'm showing about 277. I usually sit around 270. It's pretty broad in the front, so I probably get the West Coast would be fairly close, but it should be pretty good. You came up a little bit, of course, but you're my first contact West Coast, so I have no idea what the band's like out there. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to move my antenna, and let's see if I can do this. It's pretty windy out there, but it's a hex beam. There's really no side or front, but it is supposed to be a little bit directional. So let's bring it around to about 80 degrees and see if that helps any. Coming around to right about 79.980, right about there. Any difference?
Oh, yeah, you came up. I run a hex beam as well. It does make a difference. And generally, when you're talking hex to hex, it's an S unit of 2 higher than any other type of contact. So it does have direction to it. It's broad, of course, and I do like the low front to back rejection, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have been able to hear you, or you wouldn't be able to hear me. So I like what it does, Roger.
Yeah, you're like an S9 now. It's an armchair copy.
Yeah, you know, that's the great thing about these. You know, it's a 2-element Yagi. I know there's bigger and better, but if you can find me an antenna that'll operate 6 through 20 for less than $1,000, I'll buy it. But I just don't think there's anything out there like that, Roger.
Oh, Roger that, Randy. Well, mine's been up since last Thursday, so I'm still experimenting around and getting used to it. I'm running an ALS 600 right now because it's got some extra bands in it than my Clipperton. If you looked at, I guess you looked at my QRZ page. So in that picture, I'm running the Clipperton, which has quite a bit more horsepower, more than my tuner can handle. So looking at this, running about 70% drive, 75% drive. I don't know if that's given me any intermod or upper sideband, but that's given me about 300 watts. So I don't know why they call it an ALS 600. Mine isn't. Over.
Oh, you know, a little extra horsepower doesn't hurt anything, no matter what it is. So that's great. Yeah, I did get your page pulled up there, and I do see the Clipper, and it looks like a 7300. It probably is. Extremely popular radio. I own one as well that I use for portable, and it's also an alternate shack I have downstairs. Yeah, terrific radio. I've got mine paired with a Heil mic. They work quite well. This one here is a month-old Yaesu FTDX-10, which we're currently using, and we have it paired with the Heil PR781. Of course, the hex beam at 45 feet, and we run an ACOM 1000 amplifier, and we're about 800 on peaks. Go ahead.
Oh, sounds good. Well, I've had the Clipperton since the 80s. I bought it sometime during the later 80s, and then I loaned it to a friend of mine, and he gave it back. He used it for a while. I think he stored it for a while, and he gave it back to me. And, you know, he likes to do a lot of CW. Me, I'm on FT8 for single sideband rag tube. Anyway, I put a new power supply board in it with all new capacitors and stuff, and it seems to it'll make about 800 watts, maybe 900, plugged into 110 volts. I'm pretty sure if I had a 220 line here, which the wife's not right outside the door, I may have soon. I don't want to say that too loud. Anyway, but this little one has more bands in it, so that's why I'm running it, because I've been fooling around with FT8. Over.
Yeah, I certainly understand that, and yeah, you won't hear anything from me. I'll be very quiet about it. Well, I run my ACOM was wired when I bought it for 110, and that's what I run it on. It doesn't get very hot. It'll run about 155 degrees, give or take. It's got several different menus that I can actually scroll through, so I can see reflective power, drive power, so forth, SWR, and what have you. And it does fine on 110. I'm as far away from the service panel in the house than you can get, and I would not look forward to running a separate line. I don't have anything else on this particular one, so it seems though it's running just fine. And, you know, it continues to work. I do have a backup amplifier if we need to go that route. It was semi-retired to the bench, and that's why we got this amplifier here. But it's always nice to have redundant systems, Roger.
K0RWB from KA6RCZ. Yeah, well, it works good. It sounds good. There's bands fading out a bit, and then I'm getting some adjacent frequency noise interference, but I had most of it tuned out. When you were holding an S9, I wasn't hearing it at all, but starting to hear it a little bit. Yeah, that is an Icon 7300 that you see in the photo, and I've actually got two of them. I take one with me in my travel trailer, and I leave the other one here. Too lazy to put this back in the store.
Yeah, like I said, I've been out here for just about an hour 20, and I'm still trying to figure out what the band is doing or what it's not doing. It seems like it's kind of waving all the way across to the east coast, the left coast, and somewhere in between. Signals are up, and then they go down later, or the signals start really low, and then we finish, and they're really high again. I can't change the conditions. We just kind of work them the best we can and see how many contacts we can make there. K0RWB Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo. Back to you.
Well, that's absolutely true. Well, since I got on the air with this beam, and I'm about 30 feet, I'm guessing, above my house. You can see the picture. It's fastened to the chimney with super strut and all thread above the house and on the two-story side of the house. So it's up there pretty good, 30 feet plus or minus, probably maybe 30, 32 feet. I don't know. Anyway, compared to an inverted V, and then I use a long wire, which I was using a long wire for everything until I put the inverted V for 20 meters in. But I noticed immediately that, like when Europe is open on 20 meters, I'm hitting, instead of most of my FTAs being states within the U.S., it's like country after country after country. I seem to be very popular in Brazil and Germany for some reason. I guess those are the larger countries in Europe and South America, and so there's a lot more hams there, so you get more contacts. Going out to the west, of course, I hit Japan like, East Coast guys, they get Europe like easy, and Japan's a stretch, and out here, I can work Japan on my 20-foot high inverted V, like it's as easy as working into Kansas City or even to Florida. So it's kind of interesting. But with the head steam up, I'm seeing countries I never saw before, and I'm getting a lot of them. But then there's some, you get the transaction starts up and it doesn't complete. So you always do what you can do, right?
Yeah, you're exactly right, Dan. We are definitely tied to the conditions, whatever propagation will give us. That's kind of what we have to deal with. And, when the conditions are good, you can talk around the world on 10 watts. And if they're not, you can't talk across the street with 1.5 kW. So, it is what it is. And I do think location plays a big part of it. I have a real struggle getting into Japan. It has to be just right in the right time of day for me to even hear them and to get a chance to work them. The location makes a difference. I do get into Hawaii, not on a regular basis, but at least once or twice a month I will hear several Hawaii stations. I'm not sure how that works for you at your location, but so that's something. Again, it's, central U.S., you point left or right, and you just try to work what you can, and that's kind of what we're doing here as well in the afternoons. I usually don't start pointing west, your location, till about 4 o'clock Central Time, but it's a little early, but that's okay as well. We're able to make the contact, and that's what we'll do there, Roger. Yep, I know exactly. We started chasing those a long time ago, and there are certificates that are waiting for me to be printed. I just haven't got around to it. We moved up to this new location, and nobody sees them on the wall but me. So I know I've gotten them. I don't know if I'll get them printed or what have you, but certainly understand that as well. So, but Dan, we're going to kind of move down the log here, see if we can make a few more contacts yet. We've got about 20 minutes before we've got to shut it down for the day, but I did want to say thank you for giving us a call, especially in the Sacramento area, the West Coast, first one today, and I do appreciate that as well. And, when it's up, your hex beam is working great. It's the conditions, we could do whatever, and we're still tied to the conditions, but, yeah, I think you've noticed as well, the hex beam really opens up the station with receive and transmit It has for me anyway, so I'm sure it will for you. Again, like I said, if you're interested in listening to our QSO, we're live on YouTube. You can go to YouTube and put in my call sign, or you go to QRZ and type in my call, and I do have a link you can go to as well. And we also do a free drawing on Wednesday evenings each week for a free gift certificate from a local amateur radio store. If you're interested in registering for that, information is on the QRZ page. And feel free to do so. We'd love to have you enter and give a chance at it. So in the meantime, thanks for giving us a call off the backside of my beam, and then we rotated it around, and we were able to keep it going. So I do appreciate that. Enjoy the rest of your day, Dan, and the week as well. Hope to work you again very soon. We'll catch you down the log. Kilo Alpha 6, Romeo Charlie Zulu, lost my place. Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. 7-3, Dan.
Okay, Randy. Well, I put you in the log at 20:38, 20 hours and 38 minutes. You know, it was a long enough QSO that I'm not sure how they break it off. I don't know if it was my call sign or time, or if I'm supposed to click on that little square and exact some kind of firm on Square Red. It looks like you're a subscriber, so it should work. Anyway, I also upload my logs to K0RWB and then download them, so if you put it up there, I'll also get it out. Anyway, a pleasure speaking to you, and hopefully we will hook up again. I'll probably be launching 20 inches or above. A little more people than that I have in front of it. Okay, very good, Randy. 73. K0RWB. This is KH6RCZ Sacramento Clear.
Okay, thanks again. We'll say 7-3s for now. And we'll go ahead and clear. This is Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Do we have any other stations, 6 and 7 call areas? QRZ.
Kilo November 6, India, Quebec.
4 Sierra Alpha.
Let's see, was it Kilo November 6?
Yes, Kilo November 6, India, Quebec, KN6IQ.
Okay, fine business. For some reason, my keyboard stopped working on me, Larry. I apologize for that. Well, thank you very much for giving us a call. I just thought since we're already pointed out that direction, see if there's any other stations in the 6 and 7 call areas. Appreciate it. Again, the name here is Randy, Romeo Alpha November Delta Yankee. We are 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri, and we are also live on YouTube. Go ahead.
Oh, it's live on YouTube, is that what you said?
Yes, sir. We're doing a live stream currently on YouTube. We do it every afternoon from about 2 o'clock Central for a few hours, and so we're making a contact, and it's being live, and it's also being recorded on YouTube, so you could go back and listen to the QSO, Roger.
That's pretty interesting. Okay. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Well, your signal report is 5x9. I'm just running a dipole averted feed. It's solely up about 28 feet at the high point, and we are running a little bit of power, so hopefully you hear me good.
Yeah, and no problem at all. Again, I tell people all the time, I don't really pay attention to the signal meter as much as I do the audio, because that's really what's doing the work on single sideband, and no problems copying at all, Roger.
Yeah, very good. Well, there is some pure spacer. It does fade. It does go up and down. Yeah, just I was curious as to what was going on. I just caught the tail end. I got home from work, turned on the radio, and I heard you talking something about this and that, and I was like, well, maybe it's a special event thing. I don't know. First time I think that's the first time I've had a conversation on the internet, though. We'll have to see what we sound like over there.
Yeah, you know, we're our own special event. How does that sound? Well, it's just a little something that adds to amateur radio, I think. Of course, there's a lot of other operators out there that are doing the live stream as well. That's kind of why we kind of got to it as well. We're not all able to hit the same stations at the same time, different locations and so forth. And there's a few stations that are on the East Coast. I don't know of many or any here in the Midwest, and I think there's a couple your part of the world. But again, we don't have that many opportunities to be able to hear what we actually sound like on the air. You know, everybody says headphones. Well, for my particular situation, I do not sound anything in headphones like I do on the air. And I listen to the playbacks generally every evening to make sure I can make a few notes, things I want to change, and so forth. But it's just something a little different. It's kind of fun. I broadcast the screen of my radio onto the live stream, so you can see your signal report. You can see your voice inflection on the oscilloscope. You can also see the wave pattern on the 3KC area to see where your peaks and valleys are at. And sometimes people make changes, some don't. It is kind of fun to be able to see that as well. Roger?
Yeah, it's true. I just try for maximum throughput, I guess. So not having too extraordinary of an antenna. It sounds like you said you had a beam because you said you were rotating it. So not so lucky for that. We have some kind of HOAs here, so we have to put something. People rather like that. Just put it on every band from 10 to 8. So one antenna does all over.
Yeah, you know, and it works pretty well in most cases. We use a hex beam here that we're currently on. It covers 6 through 20, and then of course we have a 40-meter dipole and we have an 80-meter dipole that we use for those bands, and that covers about everywhere that we do most of our QSOs on. We do like 17 and 20 quite a bit. We do have quite a few contacts that we can make on 40 meters when the band's open. It's been really good here lately. And there's a few nets that we check in from time to time on 80 meters. So it's enough to keep us busy there, Roger.
Well, yeah. You know, that word of mouth kind of neat thing that you're doing is pretty cool. Now, if I wanted to get on YouTube, I would just type in your call sign. Is that what I would do?
Yeah, you sure would, Larry. You just you can do it two ways. You can go to YouTube, go in the search bar, and type in my call sign, and then you can look for the video of today. Right now, it's live. Or you could go to my QRZ page. I have a link for that as well, which goes to the channel. We also have some information there. We do a weekly giveaway from my amateur radio store. Has some gift certificates that we give away every Wednesday evening, and the information on how to register for that is also on my QRZ page. So you could do that as well, Roger.
Oh, wow, yeah, sounds interesting. Although I tell you what's happening here, store here in the West Coast, and they got a lot of chains. They're out of everything. They're out of any kind of radio horse, any kind of amplifier, any kind of tuner. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I've heard that. You know, a lot of the big box stores are really limited on inventory as well. I mean, I certainly don't keep up with the one here. We have one here in the Kansas City Metro that's called Associated Radio. They do have a very nice online store as well, and they have a very nice selection of used equipment, which changes all the time as well. So, and that would be an option for you. You know, we always need, you know, connectors, line spacers, whatever the case may be, paracord, new microphone, whatever. And I do like to promote local and buy local. So it's a little collaboration that we got together with the amateur store. It's a mom and pop store. You know, it's been pretty hard for them the last year and a half as well. So it really ends up being a win-win for everybody. Roger?
Yeah, I would imagine that's a very viable alternative because around here it's nothing. There's nothing going on but HRO. Used to be, when I first started in 91, that there was a Burkhardt that was up there in the Midwest, which I really like to look at their stuff. Then there was AES, which was more expansive form of HRO. They got bought up by HRO. So now, you know, we don't have it at HRO, we don't have it. And let me tell you, they got nothing. I sent a radio back up there for warranty repair, and I presume, because I was talking to the owner of HRO, why are you taking over 2 months to fix the noise blanker on my within a 1-year-old FTDX-10? He says, well, they're probably like waiting for shipments for parts that don't get approved to go into the harbor or whatever, because the fix-it shop for Yesu's in Cerritos, up in Los Angeles. So it's been gone for 2 months, and I'm probably not going to see it for another month or two.
Yeah, it's not the first time I've heard that. And, you know, I think, first off, they've had more new operators getting licenses in the last year and a half, which means more equipment being sold. Used equipment is being scarce as well. I know of several contacts I've made that I've talked with about the store here have contacted, and several different outlets. And for instance, the ICOM 7300, they're not even given dealer ship dates. They're still waiting to be built and looking for parts and so forth. I don't know if it's a good thing to have or a bad thing to have. I mean, I think if people want to get on the air, hopefully there's a way to do that. And some people are very, very patient about it, and I'll certainly give them credit. I guess I just happened to hit it at the right time. I've got the new Yaesu FTDX-10 that I'm talking on now. I've had it for about a month, and I bought a 7300 the end of January initially that I knew I was going to use as a portable alternate station. So I'm not complaining whatsoever. I mean, it's really frustrating for some folks, but there is equipment out there. You just have to look hard for it, Roger.
Oh yeah, no, I'm in the process of downsizing. I'm going to sell that.
The number 2 GPR mobile.
I have 2 old trusty old radios that I used to at the house.
Yeah, stand by November 2. I've got you. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with downsizing. I'm sure you wouldn't have any issue at all letting the equipment go. It probably wouldn't last very long. I know there's lots of operators who don't have equipment, so I can certainly understand that. Larry, I'll let you go for now. I hate to cut it short, but I know there's a few others out there. We've got a little bit more time before we've got to shut it down for the day. But again, give a look, give a listen to the channel there, and you can probably let me see here. I would say you could probably fast forward to about the 1 hour, 30-minute mark would probably get you pretty close to when you and I started talking. And again, if you're interested in the gift certificate giveaway, the information is on my QRZ page, and you could do that as well. But thank you for giving us a call. We're going to swing back over to the East Coast. We're going to try to pick up a mobile station here, but I did want to say thank you, and really did enjoy it. I look forward to many more QSOs down the road. I'll do my part and let you do yours as well. Kilo November 6, India, Quebec, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. I'll let you finish it up, Larry.
Okay, very good. Yeah, thanks for coming back and stick with me. You're like my psychiatrist. I'm sure you're telling me my load. And you're listening carefully, but you're not going to charge me. But yeah, I'm going to go on the website for sure. I want to see what I sound like. Hey, and also interesting, gift certificate. I like that. And I'm going to check out Associated Radio. What they got going.
Yeah, you just dropped out on me there. I think maybe you cleared. So this is K0RWB. We're going to clear with him, and we're going to be QRZ. There was a November 2 mobile station. Come back with your call.
November 2, Golf Tango Romeo. I'm on the West Coast in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Roger, did you say you're on the left coast? Go ahead.
West Coast, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay, fine business. Give me a second here to move it around. I heard November 2. I started going back to the east, but let me pull it back around a little bit. Maybe you'll come up in my receive, and I'll come up in yours. Or go ahead.
That's correct. That's what I thought. You got a solid 9 or 10 over 9, and then when you choose the antenna to the east, you drop a little bit, but you're back to the strong signal. This is November 2, Golf Tango Radio, and I'm mobile Tri-City in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay, well, fine business on the mobile. Hey, thanks for hanging in there. I know as you probably weren't able to hear the other end of the QSO, and I don't like to cut people off if it's not necessary, but I appreciate your patience, and yeah, I'm glad we got a chance to talk there. And do copy Las Vegas mobile. Very interesting. Yeah, I was trying to get ahead of you, but it backfired on me. I guess I need to listen a little bit more, because I barely heard you in earlier, but you're a little bit better now. Yeah, again, they hear the name is Randy, and we were 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri, and we're also live streaming on YouTube this afternoon. German, go ahead. Well, I'm not sure what happened. We've got a little carrier that just showed up. You've seen that, or somebody's tuning up there. So if you were transmitting, I didn't copy any of it. Go ahead. Yeah, we may have doubled, German. I don't know if it was a carrier or somebody was tuning up, so I wasn't able to copy what you were saying. Go ahead.
I was watching that on the stream. Somebody's
Yeah, I thought maybe we'd gotten rid of it earlier. We had somebody 1 KC down, and I thought once about moving, and they disappeared, but it could be back again. You know, I kind of hate to do that because nobody owns the frequencies, of course, but I think there's enough space on the band that we could all have a little free section there, Roger.
Yeah, you know how people is. They cannot see somebody being happy, but we'll work it out. I just taking notation on your stream, and it's pretty clear and real nice. I'll be taking notes. I'm heading to work right now, and I will be listening some other pictures. So I got you now. I got your channel, and I will be listening. So your signal here is pretty strong.
Well, I appreciate it, German. Yeah, when the other station's not transmitting, you've been 5 and 7, which is okay, but the audio is what's really coming through. So the mobile is terrific. You're doing a great job. I don't have good luck trying to set up mobile stations, so I don't do it anymore. I can set up a portable station, but I can't do what you guys do mobile. I didn't have any success. But yours is really good today, so I'm really glad that we've got a chance to get into Las Vegas, Roger.
Yes, sir. My conditions here are J2 FTA91 and the ATA 120, the active tune antenna. Right now, I'm sitting nearby a transmission tower, but your signal is perfect, and I'm really, really happy with this setup on my mobile.
Yeah, it sounds good to me, and the equipment is definitely working for you as well. The signal is not wavering. Usually when I've talked to mobile stations, it kind of fluctuates a little bit, and that would be expected because you're driving. But, yeah, you've been rock solid there the whole time, Roger.
Right now. Thank you very much for taking me my call, and I'd be in the audience when I'm leaving home. And I will tell you free so other people take advantage of the conditions. 73, and thank you so much. This is November 2, Golf Tango Romeo from Las Vegas, Nevada, mobile.
Okay, German. Hey, thanks again, brother, for giving us a call. I'm glad we got a short QSO, and thanks for your support and checking out the channel. Again, we try to be out here 2 o'clock Central during the week, 40 on 20 meters, sometimes on 40s. And so if you hear us again, please feel free to stop on by again, and we'll just pick it up where we left off. Hey, 7-3s, be careful out there behind the wheel, and have a good week as well. Keep your head down, be safe, and be well. November 2, Golf Tango Romeo, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3, German. Okay, this is K0RWB. Any other 6 or 7 call areas, QRZ?
November 7, Bravo, Bravo, Sierra.
Hey, November 7, Bravo, Bravo, Sierra. Jim, good afternoon. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing just peachy there with Randy, I believe. I was checking you out a little earlier. Now you kind of, I think you turned your beam the other direction. I lost you, but now I'm getting you in pretty good.
Well, I tried to jump the gun with the November 2 station, so I started to go back over to the east, and he was mobile in Las Vegas. So that's what I get for jumping the gun. So, yeah, we're pointed back west at about 270 degrees. I see you're in Arizona, so that should probably be close enough. Roger?
Roger, we're in Tempe, Arizona, and yeah, I've got your YouTube station on there. I guess kind of cool there. I have a YouTube channel also. I don't do much YouTube these days, but anyway, it's kind of you've got a pretty nice setup there.
Well, I appreciate that. I wish I could take credit for it all, but you know, I can't. I had a lot of help and a lot of direction when this started. I didn't anticipating it would take off like it has, which is great, of course. I've made lots of new contacts, which I think is really cool. And we've also had some repeat contacts. We've got some folks that have checked in regularly and, you know, become good friends. You know, with ham radio, it's probably a slim chance you would ever meet in person, but you talk with people so much over the air, you become friends anyway, which is kind of a neat deal. And I don't know of many stations in the Midwest that are doing the live stream. East Coast there are, and I think there's some in your area. And I thought, well, maybe this is a section that, you know, maybe was not represented because we don't make the same contact same time just because of locations. East Coast would probably be a long haul to get to you on most occasions. And, you know, the time of day for me, I generally get the West Coast in that general area, so it works a little easier. So it's just something fun. And, you know, you have a channel as well. You know what it's like. We don't have an opportunity very often to hear ourselves on the air. And I thought that was kind of a neat deal when I checked in. And we just wanted to kind of pay it forward as well. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I think it's all fun there. I'm really into doing video conferencing, you know, with the regular net there, and I really have a difficulty finding people that for some reason they don't like to go on camera. I don't know. Maybe you've had the same exposure or same experience with people too, but it's kind of interesting. Now we have a gentleman here, AE7JD. Which he does the 2100 net, which is at 9 o'clock every night, and he does live on YouTube, and that's kind of he kind of got into that. We used to broadcast the net, but the guy that paid for it, he died, so that was the end of that. N7BBS back to K0, and I love that red, white, and blue.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I almost changed that. A couple of years ago, when I went from the issue call, I went to, I couldn't find anything close, so I was actually Whiskey 9, Romeo Whiskey Bravo, which is my initials, and I kept getting, I wouldn't say questions, but I had to keep answering why did I have a 9 call in a 0 call area, and I said, well, that was available at the time. So I looked at changing it all together, and then a friend of mine pointed out, because don't change that. He says RWB is red, white, and blues also. And I go, oh, well, in that case, I'm not going to change it. So we did have the opportunity to find a 0 call area, vanity call. So we've had this now for a couple of years, and I don't anticipate changing it. So it's kind of neat now that I think about it. It's my initials, and it's also red, white, and blue, which is kind of cool. So. But anyway, getting back to the YouTube thing, initially my first couple of videos did not have a camera on me. I mean, who wants to see my ugly face? But I get some people in the live chat that says, well, how come we don't get to see you? We just get to hear you. And so I mentioned it to my wife, and I said, do we have a cam around here someplace? He said, yeah, I've got one in my office. And so I plugged in the webcam, and unfortunately, that's why it's a small picture, Jim. It's not a big one. We let the radio screen do most of the work. We try to make our picture as small as possible. Roger?
Roger. Well, you know what? It's working really fine for you. And by the way, I want to thank you for your service. You've been to some interesting places. Let me tell you, I can't imagine doing what you did. But you're back here alive, so that's a good thing. And again, thanks for being a patriot.
Yeah, you know, the hardest part for me is to be on the air and try to talk with people on the chat, because I usually, as you can tell right now, Glenn and a couple others, and I'm having a hard time typing and talking at the same time. It's kind of like walking in bubble gum, so to speak. But it is kind of fun. I mean, I don't mind this. If people, you know, they want to come by and listen to the chat, or they want to, you know, listen to their QSO for whatever the time frame, hey, great. If you get something out, fine. I've been very fortunate. I will say this. I've been very fortunate that I really haven't had any derogatory comments, or nobody took the time to do that, and nobody's been, you know, negative on the chat, and that's okay. I want everybody to have fun. I don't do 59 QRZ. I try to give everybody equal time. You know, I'm not a very good pileup guy. I'm the first one to admit it. I try to grab calls when I can, and I'd like to be able to talk to everybody if I can. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But in the meantime, it's just the idea of having fun. I appreciate everybody who's out there who's standing by. Most people don't want to do that. I totally understand. But I appreciate those who do, and then when that happens, I like to make sure people get equal time. Roger?
Roger that there. I'm just like you there. I have two computers going here, and I'm trying to log you into QRZ right now. And QRZ has changed their format on me since I last used it, which wasn't more than a few days ago. And something's happening here, but you know, that's part of multitasking. I taught science for 25 years in the public schools. So multitasking is to me a lot of fun. And you know, I probably should let other people get back to you. I'm enjoying the QSO, and now that I know you're on 308 in the afternoon, we'll probably have to get back with you there. So check me out. Drop me a QSO, or drop me an email, and we'll keep in touch. So I'll say 73 and let some other people jump in here. And K0, red, white, and blue, November 7, Bravo, Bravo, Sierra. By the way, that BBS is Bulletin Board System, and it's a vanity call named after a brother of mine in an Elmer who's passed away, and his name was Bob Barnes. And he did the first Bulletin Board System in the Phoenix. N7 BBS.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Well, I pulled the page up, and I decided to put it on the stream so everybody else gets to see your wonderful pictures. Is this your hex beam that you're putting out? Because I'm not reading it, of course. Is this the hex beam for yourself, or do you do that as a collaboration for someone else?
No, that hex beam is. I built that in the neighbor's yard. She has since passed away because she had the room, and it was real easy. And then we transferred to the first mount. It's been mounted several times. It's a long story, but it did get compromised, and I had to take it down and rebuild it, put it back up again. But that is definitely my hex beam. That's the that you see on the bicycle. Shortly after I took that picture on the bicycle, I had a bike accident, broke my back in 3 places.
Well, that can't be good. I will say I do particularly like the little the racing 10-speed bicycle. That is quite a little pick you've got going on there. I think I probably had that same bike at one time. I've gone from bikes that have motors to the ones that have pedals. I seem to find myself not going as fast and having fewer accidents as well. Roger?
Oh, Roger with that. And yeah, I have both motorized and bicycles. I have 12 bicycles, and that one that you see me in the picture there, that's my favorite. That's an SR. It's a Japanese road bike, and man, I accidentally stumbled onto that after I retired. It was on Craigslist. And the guy who had it had it his entire life. He bought it when he was real young, and he had taken good care of it. Never rode it, ever. And he put it out on Craigslist, and nobody knew what he had, but I recognized it right away and snatched it up.
Well, that's terrific. Yeah, good for you. You know, they don't build them like that anymore either. So. You know, those are, to me, those are collector items. I've got a couple of older bikes an old Panasonic from way back in the day and a Mayada back in the day, and I'm hoping at some point somebody will like them as much as I do and maybe move them on. But certainly enjoyed the time I had with them, and we stay on the trail now. We don't go on the road. I'm afraid cars would just soon as hit me and look at me. So we stay on the trails where bikes can't go, and it seems to work out well. But hey, Jim, thanks for giving us a call, and thank you for checking out the live stream. We do appreciate that, and you know, it's nice to see a fellow YouTuber, as they say. I didn't see on your QRZ page. Maybe you can tell me real quick how I would get to yours as well, unless these are a closed caption, I guess. But I always like to check out other channels as well. Roger.
Yeah, Roger, Randy. Mine is N7BBS-Jim. I've actually got several channels, but I think those will take you to most of the videos that I put up. I haven't posted much lately. I put a bunch of old stuff in there for people to see, but like I said, it's like you said, your interest changes and varies and drifts around, and that is me. But anyway, yeah, we'll let other people come in here. Certainly enjoyed the QSO, and we definitely logged you. So 73, November 7, Bravo Bravo Sierra.
Okay, Jim, I appreciate it very much, and really enjoyed the QSO. Yeah, I hope we have a chance to work again real soon. I anticipate many more QSOs down the road, and definitely look forward to it. Nice to get into Arizona today, the second contact in there. So hope things are going well. So be safe and be well, and look for you again. November 7, Bravo Bravo Sierra, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo, 7-3. We got time for one more call before we have to shut it down today. QRZ, any stations anyway, K0RWB.
Whiskey 7, Hotel Uniform, over.
I've got somebody on the back side of my beam here. Let's see if I can barely pick them out. So Whiskey 7, are you in California? Go ahead.
No, this is Whiskey 7, Hotel Uniform, over.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Hello, brother. How you doing today? Good afternoon, man. And, I was actually driving back home, and there was a guy who talked to me yesterday night, and he messaged me today, and he told me, hey, I talk to Randy all the time, and he's always mentioning you. That's great. And I said, well, he's a good man. Tell him that I say hi. And, I received an email today from another guy telling me the same thing. So thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. And I'm going to live stream later on today around 7. I was doing the Spanish live stream today, as every Tuesday, and now try to test 40-meter band, brother. I don't know if you know that I have some RF problem in my check that I fixed it, thanks you, that I was able to get that from Associated Radio the other day, the line isolator. So it's working perfect for me now. Kilo 0 Romeo Whiskey Bravo, the voice of Missouri, W7 Hotel Uniform, over.
Well, fine business, Alex. Well, you hit me on the back side of the beam, so you came up in my receive as I turned it around, and hopefully I come up in yours. Yeah, actually, you're talking about Mark. He's up by Daytona Beach. He said he worked you on 40. Alpha 1 India Alpha. He's become a very good friend. He's also a former Marine, so we like to dish it out to each other back and forth, of course. He got his in today. I think he got it from you. He said you guys were calling me Lurch or something. So I'm not sure who to blame with that, but I said, that's okay. I'll get him again. So, but I'm glad you got the line isolator. It looks like it didn't take too long to ship. I think you ordered that sometime last week, and you got it, so good for you. I'm glad to hear that. I did have a chance to talk to Dan the other day about what he sees on deliveries on radios and other equipment, and it's going to be kind of hit and miss. But he thinks for the most part he's going to be able to get some orders that are already, already in place, and that'll be really nice for him as well. But yeah, I heard that you were working on 40. I didn't know you had something set up, but we may be back out here again and listen for you as well, Roger.
Okay, well, thank you so much, man. And yes, I was doing that, and I'm going to put my antenna a little bit up. I'm going to push it up a little bit, 5 feet on Sunday. And, well, let's see how that works on 40-meter band as well, man. Appreciate that. I know you got to go now, my friend. Thank you so much for your help. Thank you so much for what you're doing for the ham radio community. And appreciate that a lot, my friend. Thank you very, very much. And don't forget, this Saturday, we're going to have Bob Heil in the channel talking about audio and, how to use audio in the ham radio, my friend. So he will be teaching us how to, set up audio and use the Heil product. We have a Heil microphone, so that'll be a good thing to learn how to adjust for better audio quality. Kilo Zero Romeo Whiskey Bravo, W7HU 73, sir. My pleasure, and thank you so much. Over.
Okay, Alex. I do appreciate it as well. Oh, and by the way, in case you don't, we're live streaming today. So if you'd like to listen to yourself and get to see my ugly face, you can go to my channel, K0RWB, and you can fast forward to about the 2-hour mark, and then you get a chance to hear yourself on the air. Roger?
I always do that, my friend. Always do that. So I'm watching you right now. You can wave at me, and always a pleasure for me talking to you. And you got a nice channel, man. Beautiful channel. So thank you very much for everything. And well, appreciate it, man. When I grow up, I want to be like you, having that beautiful radio with that super screen. I love the setup that you have now. And man, wish you the best and the best of luck on the YouTube channel, brother. 73s, and don't smile too much, brother. This is Whiskey 7 Hotel Uniform. 73s. Over.
That sounds good, Alex. Yeah, we'll give a look and listen this evening. I don't know if we'll be able to make contact over the air, 40 meters. I usually do pretty good in Florida, but if not, we'll have you on the live stream, and that's cool. Mark just put in there, says, you are fresh. He must be talking about you. Hey, Mark, very funny. But he's got the YouTube channel up. Hey, thank you for stopping in. I know you're busy, and I know you had your Spanish version today, of course, and we were going to try to get over there later on and say hi, but this works out just as well. And it's been a very good day. We've had a lot of good contacts. You're going to be the last one today, of course, because I've got a tap on the shoulder a while ago, so I've got to run as well. But what a great way to end it. Had a lot of people on the chat, and I want to thank them all for that. Todd's been out there again, of course, and Mark, and had a contact actually from Poland, and Glenn has been in there and what have you. And it's really nice to have that support, and I do appreciate them doing that. And I get it from you as well. I have no problems putting you out there and telling what you're doing for everybody, and it helps us all. So we'll look for it again for sure, and we're going to say 7-3s as well. And we're going to be going QRT in a second. So, Whiskey 7 Hotel Uniform, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Randy, Kansas City will be clear, and QRT.